Hey everybody, this is Video Bob, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the brand Versace. I got some Versace shoes we're going to unbox here in just a second, but real quick I'll tell you a little bit about them. They're an Italian company. It was created by a guy named Gianni Versace. I think I'm saying that right. Now, he was murdered in 1997, and his sister Donatella took over. She was vice president, now she's the creative director. Now, they gained a lot of fame because they do a lot of rock star stuff for Elton John, Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen, Princess of Wales, Princess Caroline of Monaco. And more lately, I mean, they do stuff for like Jennifer Lopez and a lot of people. I mean, it's a well-known company. Now, you'll see. I'm gonna grab this box here. Now, this just arrived in the mail. This is the box, very nice box. Now, it's hard to see on this logo. I'll show it to you later. But they put this this face of, it's actually Medusa. Now, Medusa was the goddess of beauty. Now, I always thought of Medusa having like the snakes, from like Clash of the Titans. This is the beautiful version of Medusa. So what we have here that I've ordered are some black and red shoes from Versace that are laser cut lambskin. Now, I had actually posted a video about these before, and I've taken that video down and replaced it with this one because I had a little bit of misinformation and I had a little bit of problem with those shoes. It wasn't their fault, but it was my fault. They make these in these European sizes. They won't just label them American sizes. And apparently there's a UK size, there's an American size, there's a European size. There's too many damn sizes. They should just come up with one size and stick with it universally. Now, I wear a 13. I'm a big guy, which is a UK 12. And turns out, according to Versace's size, 46. But I got some bad information and was told it was like a 47. I ordered a 47 and a half. It was way too big. I mean, I tried it on and just sitting here it felt okay. But when I tried walking around and it did not work, wasn't going to work. They were way too big. They were 14 and a half. Just wasn't going to fly. Those are basketball shoes, you know what I'm saying? Now, just as a comparison, something I did in the other video, I like fine Italian shoes. These other ones that I wear, these are Prada. These are called the Prada World Cup series, or America's Cup, I think they're called. Maybe they're World Cup. I forget, but they don't make these anymore. I bought these at Neiman Marcus about a year ago. They average for about $600, I think. And they're actually made in Vietnam, which I was a little disappointed to find out because, you buy a fine Italian shoe, you expect it to be made in Italy. And I like Prada because, hey, the devil wears Prada. But the skin of these things is just so clean and soft. They're just blemish free. Now, I put the red laces on. They came with black laces. But a couple of things that I noticed about the construction was, and these are the Prada shoes, by the way, although they do have double stitching in a lot of the main construction, they don't bother stitching the sole on, and that's really important because even right now I can see there's just a tiny little spot. What'll happen is when you buy shoes where they don't stitch on the sole will eventually come off. Matter of fact, these shoes I'm wearing now, which I need to take off, these are orthopedic shoes made by a company called Kuru, and we'll do a video about that later, but Kurus are made for people with plantar fasciitis and flat feet. And these were suede shoes, and then I ended up polishing them, and now they're not so suede. But you can see how the toe is starting to separate right there. And these are work shoes, like these are walking around shoes. They're made for people with flat feet. And they do work. They do fix your plantar fasciitis, but they're not made with quality. They don't stitch on the toe, and if they just simply put a stitching on there, that wouldn't happen. And these shoes are about $130, for general walking around work shoes. That's kind of expensive, I guess. But compared to my Pradas, which are about $500-600, I think I paid $550 for them on sale. But they're red soles and they're black and they're just really nice and they're very comfortable shoes. So I was shopping over at North Park Mall in Dallas here, which is one of our high-end malls where you find your high-end stores, and I go into this Versace store just looking around, and I run into these shoes, and I had to have them, but they didn't have them in stock, so I had to order them. Now, the first time I ordered them on my previous video, I ordered them online, and then I realized that they I had actually ordered these, the 46s, because I was told these are the ones I needed. But when I went and checked my other Italian shoes and European shoes, they all said like 47, 48 on them. I'm like, what the hell? So then I called them. I said, can we cancel the order for the 46s and then change them to this other size? They said, no, we can't cancel them. You'll have to send them back. And I go, well, okay, well then what do I do? They go, well, you can buy the other pair of shoes and keep those and then send the other ones back. Well, it just so happened that it was Cyber Monday and they were 30% off. So I'm like, okay, this will actually work out. I'll buy the next pair of shoes, have them sent to me. I'll send the other ones back. I'll actually save money. So I got the other shoes. The other ones, I called and complained to customer service. I said, can we cancel this? So they did. They canceled it. But what they did was they intercepted the package and had it sent back. Now, had I let them just deliver them, I would have gotten the right shoes in the first place and sent the wrong size back. But as it turns out, I ended up with the larger ones and they didn't fit. So what I decided to do to make sure they fit, and I recommend you doing this, is I went down to the Versace store at North Park, Dallas, talked to the nice salesman there, and I said, can I try on a pair of your size 13 equivalent shoes? They had basically the same shoe, but a different pattern. They had a gold version and a silver version of this. So I tried it on, and lo and behold, I need the size 46. And while I'm there, he tells me a little bit about the shoe. And not only that, I lucked out because they happened to be 50% off at the time, marked down from $800. So I got them down to $445 plus tax. Is what I ended up paying for these. Or maybe, no, that was the whole total, $445. They were $420. No, he marked them down to $398 for me. What a sweetheart. So I got a hell of a deal, but they had to ship them to me out of their base in Chicago. So here they are. Haven't even got to open the box yet. So let's check it out. Now, first of all, you got this really nice box, better than an average shoe box. And look, it's got this nice elastic fabric here to hold the lid on, make sure it doesn't come off. I mean, heck, that thing's got to be worth a couple of bucks by itself. What a waste, because I didn't need that. All right, here we go. Let's take the lid off. Oh, wow. Okay, so they send you a nice little embossed card with your a gift card here with your receipt. Has my receipt so I can review that information. Okay. Don't need that. Got some hang tags that I guess the retailer would put on the shoe. Tells you a little bit about them. These are just some of the general information here. Sneaker Vitello. You know what? I'm gonna have to put on my reading glasses because my eyes not so good no more. I'm old. There we go. And I'll put a little light on the situation. Okay. And now you're seeing the Bob who has to wear glasses Bob. There you go, Versace. Now, I don't even know what's in this little envelope. Okay. Thank you for selecting a product from the Versace collection. Experienced Italian artisans created this product utilizing traditional leather craftsmanship and using only the best natural materials. Blah, 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 blah. It's a big thank you letter. And I did talk to the salesman. He told me some interesting things about these shoes, and I'll review them as soon as we see them. All right. Oh, so you got a nice little shoe bag. I notice all real premium shoes like my Pradas and my Robert Grahams and these other high-end shoes, they come with a shoe bag. And this is like a nice, very soft, I don't know what this is made out of, but wow, that is really soft material. Put your shoes in. Ah, there it is. I'll go ahead and take this box down so we can have a look at the shoe. All right. It's a nice plastic bag. That smells good. All right, we got some stuffing. I don't know. I got this fetish for shoe leather. Don't you just love fresh leather? I think get you going. All right. Okay. So, one of the things I noticed is they're tied, and the shoestrings are tied in a bit of a just a cosmetic fashion. They look cool. You're going to want to take that out and restring them. Okay, here we go. This is why I ordered this shoe, and this is what makes it so special. We'll throw some more direct light on me here. Now, these are laser cut. So a laser has cut out these pieces, and they've been stitched on by hand. Now, this is something I learned about this particular material. It's completely blemish free. The salesman told me that when they select the hides, they use like a laser scanner that goes over them. If there's as much as a nick or a scratch, that hide gets rejected and they go to a different one. The hide also, if you could look close enough here, you would see that the color goes all the way through the material. He explained to me that how they dye their colored leathers, and this one being lambskin, is it's dyed in a vegetable, fruit, and berry all natural dye process. He said they use like various different berries and vegetables to get this color. It's all natural. It's not chemical, and it's done the old way that they did things. And that way the color goes all the way through and it'll never rub off. I mean, this finish might scuff, but the color itself will never come out, fade, or change. Now, remember I talked about the stitching in the toe? Look at there. It's hard to see with the camera, but there's a stitching. It goes all the way around the entire sole of this thing. This sole is not going to come off. It does have a little sticker here with some, information on it. We're going to take that off. Here's the, here's the bottom of the shoe, and looks like that's been wiped. Okay, but you can see the pattern, and there's our Medusa girl on the heel, and let's check out the insole. I found the insole to be very interesting as well, because I pulled it out before. And it has a reinforced fiberboard, a resin impregnated fiberboard for structure. And then there's like a fine leather bonded. You have to look really close to see the bond. Unfortunately, this doesn't focus that well. But this leather has been bonded to this. I don't know if the whole thing is leather or if this is foam and shaped. Smells like leather. And then it's bonded to this hard fiberboard. And I'll tell you, soft shoes are what kill your feet. How I ended up having to wear these Kuru plantar fasciitis shoes. I developed plantar fasciitis, which plantar fasciitis is when the tendon that runs from your toes, mainly your big toe, and then connects to your heel, that rod that's in the middle of your foot. What happens is from wearing bad shoes and your feet flexing in the wrong direction without support, it damages that tendon and makes it draw in and become tight. And so wearing shoes like Chuck Taylors, Vans, these shoes with no sole, no support, I'm talking about PF Flyers, those little skater shoes, I used to wear those. They destroyed my feet. So I'm telling you, what makes a good shoe is one with hard support. So what they prescribed in order to fix that foot condition is to wear, like I had to wear Dansco, or Danskin, I think they're called, clogs. They're hard clogs. You have to have hard shoes to help fix your feet, believe it or not. Softness is not always what you want. You want softness in the heel for impact resistance, but you don't want, you want support, and these are firm. Anyway, it's probably pretty hard to see on the inside there, but there's not really a whole lot to see. Now, the inside of this, like for instance, the whole inside here, it's like glove leather. It's soft. There's leather all the way on the inside. Most shoes, they just put leather on the outside. Like just about any shoe, you would find like leather on the outside and then some sort of mesh or cotton blend or whatever, polyester or nylon, whatever, on the inside. Even with these Prada shoes, $600 Prada shoes, the interior is this mesh material, right? But these, leather. Not only leather, lambskin leather. Now, they do this weird lacing thing just for display. I said for display. Gotta correct myself. And I tried to put them on before, and even the salesman said, "Yeah, that's just for looks. It's just to look good on the shelf." So you got to pull them out and get them. See, this doesn't line up, so you want to get this straight. And I don't know, should I put red laces in these or should I leave them black? I think the black contrast looks good with the red. I'll leave the black ones in there. So get those where you want. And this is, I'm sorry, this is very boring that I'm lacing shoes. But I can talk more about these. So, I was really impressed with the salesman, what he told me, as far as just the way they do things. I really appreciate old world craftsmanship, things that are made by hand, things that are made by people who actually care about the product. You know, when you buy some of these imports that come from like China, they're made by basically slaves. Whereas these are made by people who have passed on from generation to generation the skills that it takes to make this kind of stuff. And I guess that's why it's expensive, because they're using fine materials and they're paying these people well. These are artists, the people who make this stuff. They're not just it's not like a sweatshop. You know what I mean? It's a completely different environment. And when you buy fine things like Rolexes or Mont Blanc pens or these other things, they're made with care by people who care. And it shows in the quality of the products. And I could tell you that, just looking at this thing, I know it's just a shoe. And even getting it for half off is still a lot of money. I'm not like a super rich guy. I can afford, to buy a $400 shoe, but I don't think I would buy an $800 shoe. Something, because shoes are, I'll spend that kind of money on like a jacket, because I've got a jacket that I bought, a leather jacket that I bought when I got for my 18th birthday, and I still have that jacket and still wear it. And it's a leather jacket, you know what I mean? I still have that jacket. I wore it the other day. Because a jacket has longevity. But shoes are disposable. Shoes are meant to be consumable. Your average pair of shoes is only meant to last about 6 months. That's if you're wearing them every day. So you understand that this is not a shoe you're going to wear every day. This is the kind of people who buy these kind of shoes are people who, they have a lot of different shoes and they'll wear them for different occasions. Now, I'm one of those people. I have a whole shoe closet. I have a lot of cool shoes. And I wear my regular work shoes when I'm going to go to the shop and get them messy and dirty. And then I have my really nice shoes that I wear that go complement different outfits. So there we go. It's normal lace. The shoes never look as good when you make them as big as mine. I wear a size 13. They always look nice when they're like an 8 or something, when they're petite, when you see them on the shelf. And then when I get in person, I go, look at this boat. It looks like a clown shoe. But look how cool that is, man. Look how awesome the work is on these. Very impressed. I know, that's creepy, huh? I need some time alone so I can touch myself and be with my shoe. I'm one of those people who doesn't have a bad odor. I don't stink. I know that's a tall claim, but I don't. My shoes do not stink. I defy, you can take any shoe and I defy you to find a smell. It smells like a brand new shoe. Nothing. I swear, no sweat, no funk, no funky. It smells like a brand new shoe. You can't smell anything but the original shoe smell. It's brand new Pradas. Smells like leather in there. For whatever reason, I have no odor. Every once in a while I get like the tiniest amount of BO, but under my arms, but my feet, no fungus, no smelly. And for me, that's great, because when I take this shoe off and it's nice and steamy and warm, it's still just going to smell like leather. All right, let's put this thing on. The moment I've been waiting for. This has been weeks in the making. Ooh, it's firm. I do got to get it a little broke in here. Let me. I never know if I'm supposed to continue the lace up to these top levels or if those are just kind of there for looks, But I'm going to go ahead and do it because it seems like this should be. Wait a minute, did I? Oh, I did. There we go. That got folded under a little. I'm fat. So yeah, the huge difference I feel with this shoe compared to the other one. And what you want to do is you want to feel for your toe. Okay, so yeah, the toe. Actually, my big toe, ironically, is right there. So there's actually room still. So there it is. So I'll have to put on the other one and get it ready so I can really test it out. But anyway, I wanted to do this unboxing for anyone who is interested in these. And you know, here's the unfortunate thing. This is kind of a gigantic waste of time because this shoe apparently is out of production. There's only a few pairs left in the country. So if you're watching this video and you're interested in these shoes, go right now, immediately, to your nearest Versace store. And I recommend going to the store because it seems like I got a better deal at the store than I did online. But you can go to Versace.com. Versace. I like saying that. It seems like a dish you're going to order. She'll have the Versace Alfredo, and I'll have the Prada with a side of potatoes. So anyway, if you want this particular pair, you're going to want to do that now, right this minute, because literally there were 4 pairs of these in the country, he said, and that was weeks ago when I ordered, you know, a week ago or however long it was, when I first started this project. So not everybody's going to wear this big a pair. Now I'm sure the regular smaller pairs there's going to be lots of them. Here's another thing. I looked everywhere to try to find some like used or at a bargain. Not going to happen. Could not find them. Also, you also want to be really wary of the fakes out there. I mean, it's like Louis Vuitton, for instance. I mean, Louis Vuitton, to me, has almost lost its value because every ghetto street whore on the fucking planet seems to have one of the flea market purses that they bought for 20 bucks, and they just look lame. And it's like I go into the Louis Vuitton store and I see these $2,000 bags, and I'm like, first of all, they look hideous. I don't really like products that have the name of the maker like written all over it. It's like, okay, we get it. You know, just a nice subtle branding. You know, I want people, I do admit, I like people to know, hey, look, the guy, he's wearing Versace. You know, I do like the little Prada on my shoes. But for Christ's sake, you got to have it like everywhere, like blah, 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 blah. That's low rent. If you're the kind of person that does that, wears that, and you think that's cool, you are not cool. That is not cool. That is el lamo. You are one of those lame people that we make fun of. Don't be that person. It's a pretentiousness on a whole other level. It's like, hey, everybody, look at me, look at me. Yeah, we get it, all right? We get it. You know, just be subtle. And that's what I like about these. These are subtle. I mean, they're loud shoes in their design, but that's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with having, let's say, a red Camaro. But if you have a red Camaro and the word Camaro is all over it everywhere, it's like, what is that about? That's not cool. But so these are a cool design, a cool color, but they don't say Versace all over them. They say them just enough. And here's the thing about certain brands, is certain brands, once you become familiar with them, you'll recognize their design immediately. So now that I'm a fan of these Prada shoes, when I see other people wearing them, they make basically the same cut in different colors and different versions, but I can spot a pair of these Prada shoes pretty easily, even though those ones are just straight up black with a red sole. Another thing is that because I like red and black, I've been looking for red and black shoes, and something that you'll find frequently that I find very annoying is they'll mix the black and red with white and put like a white sole on it or a white line. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't put white on a shoe. Oh my God. I know some of you like to wear white shoes, but man, what a hassle trying to keep them clean, and they're gonna look filthy all the time. That's no fun. So some of you, I know, that's your whole gig. You want to have that puffy, puff daddy look where you dress in white. Okay, I got it. That's cool. It's just a lot of effort to keep that all clean, you know, because no matter how hard you try, just walking through the parking lot to get in your car, you're going to get grease and stuff on them. It just, I don't know. I'm a kind of guy, I get dirty. I'm a dirty white boy. And so this is the perfect combination. Nice red on top, black on the bottom. You don't have to worry about the soles. See, like with these Pradas, I take such care in these things. Believe it or not, I bring these things home and I wash them and I take them into the kitchen sink and I have a special scrubber that I use and I clean the soles to get them all red again, because otherwise they'd stay black all the time. And I clean them because I want them to stay pretty. I'm proud of them. This is an achievement for me. I'm not a rich kid with a silver spoon in my mouth. I'm a guy who works for a living. But I want to enjoy some of the finer things in life, and I like to treat myself once in a while. And listen, I don't buy this kind of stuff all the time. About once a year, once every 2 years, I'll buy myself something really nice like this. And I feel like, hey man, I earned it. I deserve it. This is what I want, and I don't feel guilty about it. About buying a pair of $500 shoes. Oh, those are nice. Let me get those tied up for you. Oh yeah, these fit like a glove. These are nice and comfortable. They're really simple. And there's no, I don't think, with the exception of maybe the foam that's inside this tongue, and you know, obviously the rubber sole. But what I was going to say is, you know, there's really nothing like synthetic about these things. You know, obviously the soles are going to be made out of rubber, you know, except for, you know, proper business shoes or formal shoes where the soles are made out of leather. But not a lot of, I'm sensing that there's probably not a lot of glue and synthetic stuff going on here. This is just straight up natural materials. Wow, look at that. What a beautiful shoe. To me, that's a beautiful shoe. Yes. Oh, those are nice. All right, well, I think we've taken enough of your time. It's almost a half an hour. If you've watched this long, you're nuts about shoes. So thanks for watching. My name is Video Bob. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos, and I'm mostly known for my custom car building. I had a television show on the Reels channel called Screen Machines about our custom cars. So you may catch that. You probably see me on cameos on movies like Ghostbusters or TV shows like Pawn Stars and Auction Kings. I get around. I do a lot of stuff. And I've recently started doing these video reviews just because people love to watch them. So I hope you learned a little bit about Versace. Go to Versace.com to order the shoes, or go to Wikipedia to learn more about them. I think they're a great company. I think they have great products. And I am a proud owner of a new pair of Versace shoes. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.